You're watching College Football Game Night on Newswatch 12, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Welcome to week 4 of College Football Game Night, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peyton Manny.
And I'm Madison Marie. College football was electric in every conference today. It really got me excited for the rest of some college football.
I agree. Yes, it was crazy and exciting. Before we jump into talking about any other teams, we have to start with the SOU Raiders. The Raiders traveled to Montana this week to take on the Carroll Fighting Saints.
3 first-half turnovers plagued Southern Oregon in a 26-14 Frontier Conference loss to Carroll today. The Raiders fumbled in the first drive of the game, and 2 of their next 5 possessions ended the same way. The Raiders headed into halftime down 13-0.
Senior linebacker Jake Regino had a standout performance in today's game. Regino had an interception and 16 tackles, becoming the first SOU player in the Frontier era with 15 or more in back-to-back games.
The defense kept the Raiders alive today and put lots of pressure on the Carroll's offense, trying to force mistakes out of them, and we got to speak with Coach Hall after the game to get his feelings on what went down and what went wrong in today's game.
Excited to play, in a great stadium and a great venue. There's a lot of, hostile environment, which is fun if you're the visiting team. But, we just offensively, we struggled in the first half. I got to give our defense a lot of credit. They kept us in the game early. We had 2 turnovers in the first half. We had too many sort of self-inflicting wounds, if you will, offensively in the first half that sort of stymied our offense. Our defense kept us in the game, made a few adjustments at halftime. Offense kind of had a little spark. We went down and scored. We were within 1 score, for that time. And for the most part, the second half was pretty much a 1-score game. And then, we kind of let them off the hook. We got to a 2-point separation game, and that was a little bit too much. So there was we did come back at the very end. We scored a second touchdown to bring it to get into one touchdown, but there just wasn't enough time left on the game clock. So.
Carroll will take the win on this game. The final in Montana was 26-14 Fighting Saints. The Raiders finished with 22 complete first downs compared to Carroll's 19 first downs. Blake Asciutto finished today with 263 yards and 1 touchdown and not a single interception. Carroll's QB1 Jack Parka did throw 1 interception today, and that was to Jake Regino.
Well, let's dive a little deeper into this SOU game by starting off with looking at the first half. The Raiders struggled to put some points up even in the first half. It was all Carroll the entire first half. We start in the first quarter. Jack Parka pass will be incomplete to Jaden Harson. So Carroll will bring out their kicking unit. They'll punch this one in from the 20, and it'll be good. Carroll putting their name on the board first. Then into the second quarter, Carroll already up by a field goal, and Carroll's Cormac Ben will run it in for 1 yard. Here's that run in right here with a dive, and Spencer's kick is good. Carroll spent that drive with 12 plays and took 6 minutes to complete it. Carroll's up 10-0. Still in the second quarter, Spencer Berger with another 32-yard field goal. That will add 3 more points to Carroll's board. So those were the scoring drives in the first half alone. Let's dive in and see what went wrong for the Raiders. Here SOU in the first 15 and on the SOU 33, and Blake Asciutto will send it to Johnny Barbie for 14 yards, but it will bounce off, and that will force the fumble. It's a little mistakes like that will cost the Raiders the game.
As we saw, the offense struggled in the first half, not being able to get any points on the board, but the SOU defense is continuing to get better and better with each game, getting pressure onto the opposing quarterback, forcing him to try and make a play. Now let's see how the second half went for the Raiders. Coming back from halftime, the score was 13-0 Carroll. The Raiders came alive in the second half, putting up 7 right off the start of the third quarter. Gunnar Yates ran 29 yards for the touchdown. But then Carroll, as you see here, had a strong run from Kraft, putting them in scoring position. Next play, Carroll's QB1 Jake Parka makes a 3-yard run for another Carroll touchdown, putting them ahead 20-7. Heading into the fourth quarter, SOU with the ball on 4th down. Asciutto gets the snap and has lots of time. He flushes out of the pocket and finds Deadman for the catch. First down, Raiders. Next play, Asciutto gets the snap once again. He looks, throws, and finds Cleveland for some more SOU yardage. The Raiders now in scoring position. Asciutto gets the snap and looks to throw. He finds Bryce Goggin for the Raiders touchdown. That puts the Raiders on the board again for a score of 20-14 Carroll. The Fighting Saints will go down and score one more time before the game is over.
And it's been a tough couple of weeks for the Raiders, but heading into today's game, the Raiders had to keep their heads high after losing to the Utes for their dedication week. But that's not always easy, and everyone took this practice super seriously this week as they prepared for this Carroll team. The Raiders are also facing some injuries. Matt Struck is still out, so Blake Asciutto is their starter again this week. And a few other players down is impacting this team this season. Coach Hall said it falls on every player, not just the quarterback alone. Position players need to pick up when others fall down.
The Raiders have showed us time and time again that they can persevere through games. Although losing today's game, the Raiders fought back in the end, scoring a touchdown in the fourth quarter, but they just couldn't get it done today. The SOU Raiders are on the road again next week, heading to Eastern Oregon to face the Mountaineers.
The Mountaineers took on the College of Idaho today, a team that SOU saw last week during dedication week, and they struggled through.
Yes, and the Mountaineers lost 41-0 today against the College of Idaho. The Raiders put up 24 points on the board against the Utes, so if they play like this against EOU, they might have a chance.
The Raiders are set to play the Mountaineers next Saturday at 1 p.m.
Heading into Game 5, the Raiders are 1-2 overall and looking to bring a win home from Eastern Oregon.
But coming up, we will have those highly anticipated highlights of today's Oregon game for you. We'll break down each half and tell you where the Ducks go from here. Stay with us.
College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
I was in a car accident with a negligent driver. I was severely injured and needed surgery. That is when I called Black Chapman, Peterson, and Stevens. Their advocacy got my medical bills covered, money to help my family and me. If you've been injured or disabled, call the law firm of Black Chapman, Peterson, and Stevens. Call them now. They can help you too.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up, so yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You take pride in doing things yourself. You use only the best materials and products, and always seek the best values and advice. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here. Surround your home and family with nothing but the best. Surround yourself with quality. Visit a Quality Fence showroom today or online at qualityfenceco.com.
Fast treatment can lessen the brain damage that stroke can cause. Symptoms of stroke tend to come on suddenly and may include the following: numbness or weakness, especially on one side of the body, confusion, trouble speaking or difficulty understanding speech, severe headache, trouble seeing in one or both eyes, and loss of balance or lack of coordination. If you or someone else may be having a stroke, call 911 immediately. Every minute counts.
America was built from lumber, which is why at American Lumber we believe that quality should never be a compromise. We have everything you need for your indoor and outdoor projects: subflooring, 2x4s, OSB, fiber on decking, and all the hardware in between. American Lumber offers top-of-the-line customer service to get you back to building. We even offer delivery services and will drop materials right off where you need them. Come down to American Lumber today, located in White City. Be American, buy American.
Welcome back to College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Welcome back to College Football Game Night. Now that we recap the Raiders game, let's see how the Oregon Ducks did against the 3-0 Washington State Cougars.
This game was a big deal for Cam Ward today, and it was interesting to see how he did against the Oregon's defense. So with that being said, the Oregon Ducks entered the Cougars' den today and came out victorious. We start in the second. First and goal, Bo Nix's pass picked off by the Cougars and returned 97 yards for the touchdown. It's now 17-6 Washington State, and he takes that all the way. A victory run heading into the third, 2nd and 2. Bo Nix again with a pass to Bucky Irving for the 12-yard touchdown. Ducks coming back 17-15 Cougars.
Still in the third, 2nd and 7, Cameron Ward's pass to Dijon Stribling is complete for the 15-yard touchdown. Washington State still in the lead 27-15. Now in the fourth, 2nd and goal, Jordan James up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. Just like that, the Ducks are trying to come back. 27-22 Washington State. 1st and goal, Cameron Ward with the flip pass to Robert Farrell for the 1-yard touchdown, and the Cougars lead by 34. Bo Nix with the quick pass to Cam McCormick for the touchdown. 3rd and 1, Bo Nix finds Troy Franklin over the middle for the 50-yard touchdown. 37-34, Oregon finally takes the lead. A minute remaining, Cameron Ward's pass picked at the line of scrimmage by Mace Funna and returned 28 yards for the touchdown. Washington scores late, but Oregon hangs on for the win. 44-41, Oregon final. A high-scoring game on both sides of the ball today. Bo Nix finishing off the Cougs 33-44 and throwing for 428 yards with 3 touchdowns sprinkled in there. Cameron Ward with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and the Ducks hand the Cougars their first loss of the season.
Well, let's break this matchup down. Oregon struggled to find the end zone throughout the entire first half. And it's times like these that a team is grateful for a great kicker. The Ducks scored 3 field goals in the first half, and that was all. Well, it was the Cougars who punched it in first today. Cameron Ward with the 5-yard run in the first touchdown of the day. And it was only minutes into the game. Oregon did add something to the board with a good 24-yard field goal. But heading into the second, passing was a problem. Bo Nix's pass will be intercepted, and the Cougars will take this all the way to the house. Plus a penalty on the play against Oregon for a personal foul. And as I said in the SOU game, mistakes like this can really cause the game.
In the first half, the Ducks seemed to have a little trouble finding their way on offense, only putting up 9 points in the first 2 quarters, while Cam Ward and the Cougs put up 17. But the magic came through in the second half for the Ducks. In the third, 2nd and 2, Bo Nix finds Marquise Irving for the 12-yard touchdown. 17-15 Washington State. Still in the third, 2nd and 7, Cameron Ward passes to Stribling for the 15-yard touchdown. 27-15 Washington State. Into the fourth we go, 2nd and goal, Jordan James pounds it through the middle for the 1-yard touchdown, 27-22 Washington State. And still in the fourth, 1st and goal, Cam Ward with the flip pass to Robert Farrell for the 1-yard touchdown, 34-22. In fourth quarter, 2nd and goal, Bo Nix finds Cam McCormick for the 1-yard touchdown, 34-29 Washington State.
And the game is fun and all, but we all know the Oregon Ducks are playing for something bigger than football. Their late teammate Spencer Webb passed away before the season started, and the Ducks have dedicated this season to Webb.
But the Ducks are not the only ones keeping Spencer in their game plan. So is the rest of the Pac-12.
And all across the Pac-12, teams painted the 4-yard mark with the Ducks yellow in honor of Spencer.
And you might be asking why the 4-yard hash mark is painted yellow, and that is to represent Webb's number, his number 4.
Such a heartwarming way to remind us that it is bigger than football.
Coming into today's matchup, the Ducks and Cougs were on the upward trend. The Ducks won their last 2 games by flying colors, and Wazoo hadn't lost a game. And the matchup between the Oregon secondary and Cam Ward had college football fans on the edge of their seats.
Cam Ward has helped lead Wazoo to a 3-0 start. The Cougars are looking for their 4-0 start today since 2017. Ward is trying to become the first Cougar to win his first 4 starts at Washington State since 1975. He did not, unfortunately, do that. Coming from FCS or not, Cam Ward is going to be in duck-infested water, which he was, and it was hard to pull him under.
No, he's a good quarterback, right? Good football is good football, and he's got fast delivery. And we've talked as a defensive staff, he's like a shortstop at times, the way he's able to get the ball out really quick. But no, good play is good play.
But this is going to be hostile, and so it's up to the leaders on the team to be able to, if anything gets out of hand, and they're going to make big plays. We know that that's going to happen. but to be able to quickly right the ship and keep, stay level, right, rather than getting on the highs and lows like a lot of teams do on the road.
The Oregon Ducks are heading back to Autzen Stadium to take on the Stanford Cardinals. After today's game, the Ducks are on a roll. They enter next week 3-1 overall and secured their first conference win. Do you think this win will help move the Ducks up in the rankings?
I do, Madison. I don't know how much, but I would say maybe not the top 10 quite yet, but maybe up to number 12. But this win will definitely give the boost of confidence that the Ducks need.
It will, for sure. Get ready for this one, Ducks fans, because Pac-12 at night is heading to Eugene. Kickoff is set for 8 p.m. on October 1st. ESPN has Oregon winning this game with an 84.1%. compared to 15.9% for the Cardinals.
And coming up on college football game night, the number 7 USC Trojans are at Research Stadium tonight taking on the 3-0 Beavers. This is a good matchup. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
College football game night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you.
The We're Hiring page on KDRV.com connects local job seekers with job openings. Lippard's Carpet One is hiring full-time floor covering consultants. Benefits include comprehensive training, competitive wages, medical, a matching 401k, and a highly professional environment. Lippard's Carpet One is currently hiring at their Medford and Grants Pass locations. Check out these and other current job openings at KDRV.com/hiring today.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months, plus save up to $1,100.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com.
Harper, some people say they'll never shop at Garrison's because of the rude and disrespectful way you talk to me in our commercials.
Really, sweet little me?
I know, right?
Take a chill pill, people. It's a joke.
They probably think you're the real CEO, too.
If I was really CEO, we'd sell unicorns and candy, not furniture.
Exactly.
And everybody knows Mommy is your boss, not me.
Mommy's my boss?
I just call it like I see it, Daddy. Now get back to work.
Fast treatment can lessen the brain damage that stroke can cause. Symptoms of stroke tend to come on suddenly and may include the following: numbness or weakness, especially on one side of the body, confusion, trouble speaking or difficulty understanding speech, severe headache, trouble seeing in one or both eyes, and loss of balance or lack of coordination. If you or someone else may be having a stroke, call 911 immediately. Every minute counts.
Welcome back to College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
All right, well, we're heading up to Corvallis to see how the Beavers are doing against the number 7 USC Trojans. The game just started at 6:30, and so far, Oregon State was the first to get on the board. A missed field goal by USC in the first quarter leads us into the second quarter. Oregon State on the second and goal at USC's 4. And Deshaun Fenwick will run it in for a 4-yard touchdown. And the kick is good. The Beavers up 7-0 to get things started. Current score in Corvallis is 3-7 OSU. Chance Nolan with 111 yards and 1 interception. He's also 11 for 15 tonight.
The Oregon State Beavers are taking on the USC Trojans right now at Research Stadium. Research Stadium got a facelift for today's game as well. Research is showcasing their new PA system for tonight's game. But other than the stadium preparing for the number 7 USC Trojans, let's see how the Beavers prepared as well. Oregon State is playing exceptionally well this season, and by exceptional, I mean they are undefeated. And the Beavers are coming off a blowout win against Montana State. OSU beat the Trojans last year 45-27, and they beat them on the road as well. The Beavers will have to be on tonight on both sides of the ball, facing the number 7 Trojans. So far this year, Trojans QB1 Caleb Williams has thrown for 874 yards. And Chance Nolan is about 100 shy of that, sitting with 746 total passing yards.
These guys are pretty good in regards to that. Quarterback can be accurate, move his feet. The receiver play, dangerous, and a bunch of different weapons. Got a couple good backs. So this is the best offense we've played so far. That's always a big piece in games is the turnover, and they've been great with the ball throughout the season. Defensively, special teams wise, trying to create it. They're not going to just give you the ball. You got to create it.
Well, Peyton said earlier, Oregon State is already off to quite the start of a season. Last week, the Beavers took on the Bobcats of Montana State in Portland, and they had the control of the game the entire time. It was the first time Oregon State scored 68 points exactly since 1921. The record score being set at 77 points in 2012. And a blowout win for the Beavs it was. Final 68-28 OSU. Chance Nolan threw for 276 yards, and 4 touchdowns. They scored a touchdown in every single quarter, or should I say multiple touchdowns. And the Bobcats quarterback Tommy Mellett threw for 3 interceptions. Those plays definitely helping out the Beavers, and the change of location didn't seem to impact Oregon State. They played at Providence Park in Portland, and the Beavers had control of the ball for the majority of the time, with possession time 32 minutes for Oregon State compared to Bobcats 27.
We'll see if Oregon State can keep their undefeated season alive against the USC Trojans tonight. Every game prepares teams for the next, and next week, the Beavers are traveling to Utah to take on the number 13 Utah Utes. The Utah Utes are ranked at number 13 and are taking on the ASU Sun Devils right now. The Utes have a strong QB in Cameron Rising, a dynamic run game with Tavon Thomas, and an athletic playmaker in tight end position with Brant Keithy. The Beavers will get on the road to face the Utes next Saturday. And coming up, it was the first day of conference play in the Pac-12. We will recap those Pac-12 games you may have missed.
College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
This is Abby and Bob. In 1964, these two high school pals started it all. Almost 60 years later, we still keep our word to the people of the Pacific Northwest to make the best pizza with the freshest ingredients. And that's a promise we will always keep.
Rouge Hardware, we go the extra mile so you don't have to. Conveniently located just off Highway 238 on the road to Applegate Lake, Rouge Hardware offers UPS services for your convenience. Check out our e-commerce site for all of your summer shopping needs. With selections from general hardware, grow and garden, animal and livestock, automotive and plumbing, Rouge Hardware has everything you need to keep cool and have fun this summer. Of course, curbside service and local delivery are available. Rouge Hardware, your friendly save-in more trips to town store.
Every year, Harry and David creates thousands of local jobs to make and ship gourmet gifts all over the country. We have positions in our call center, packing area, and warehouse, with flexible hours, plus competitive pay and employee discount, paid on-the-job training, and reduced bus rates. We value our employees' safety and have taken extra steps to protect them during this unprecedented time. Join a tradition of sharing. Apply at harryanddavid.com/jobs and call 541-864-2082.
Nothing brings new life to your home like hardwood flooring. For a limited time, No Frills Flooring has pre-finished hickory hardwood on sale. Durable hand-scraped hickory with a 25-year warranty. Not for $4.99 or $3.99, but an unheard of $2.99 a square foot. Hurry, quantities are limited, so you've got to move fast. Hickory hardwood on sale only at No Frills Flooring. Factory direct savings and warehouse selection for contractors. And you too. Medford and Grants Pass.
Dear 2029, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspections, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 3.99% APR for up to 60 months on all Camry, Corolla, or RAV4 Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Abby's loves the Pacific Northwest so much, we named one of our favorite pizzas after it, the P&W Chicken Pizza, featuring loads of chicken, onion, country bacon, and Canadian bacon piled to the edge. Family-owned Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition.
Welcome back to College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
The undefeated UCLA Bruins opened Pac-12 play today on the road against the struggling Buffaloes at Colorado Boulder. The Bruins weren't going to take it easy on Colorado today. They came out showing why they're ranked #1 for Pac-12, right above the USC Trojans. And jumping into the first quarter, Matt Skies with a 24-yard pass catching from DTR, and he'll take this one to the house. UCLA up first. Still in the first, 46 seconds left. Zach Carbonet with a 35-yard run to the end zone. He's in for the Bruins' second touchdown of the day. Second quarter now, Zach Carbonet once again, but this time he'll go 13 yards. The Bruins up 21-3. 19 seconds remaining in the half. Owen McCohen with the Buffaloes' first touchdown, a 2-yard run. 21-10, UCLA heading into the half. Back to the Bruins and back to Zach. He'll take this one 46 yards to the house. Only took the Bruins 4 plays for this one. Now into the fourth, a new name, Colson Yankoff with a 3-yard grab from Ethan Garbers. There's that 3-yard grab. UCLA up 45, and the Buffaloes will punch one more in the last 3 minutes of the game, but it will be too little too late. UCLA wins this one, and Buffaloes still without a win. Final out in Colorado, 45 UCLA and 17 Colorado. The Buffaloes suffering their 4th loss on the season. They haven't won a game yet. Owen McCohen with 258 passing yards on the day, and UCLA will remain undefeated and stay at home next week to take on the Utah Utes.
The Cal Bears hosted the Arizona Wildcats in both teams' Pac-12 opener today. Coming into today's game, the Wildcats and Bears were both 2-1 and were seeking a fast start in conference play. And Arizona has already exceeded its win total from the past 2 seasons combined. Second quarter, second and goal with 3 minutes remaining in the half. DeCarlos Brooks punches it in from 3 yards out. Arizona up 21-20. Third quarter, 4th and 1. Plummer's pass to Latu for the 3-yard touchdown. That will put Cal up 28-24. Latu loves this, his teammates loves it, and the crowd loves the play, and they're loving the score too. Still in the third, Jaden Ott hits some traffic, but don't worry because he'll rush right through, finding his way to the end zone. He breaks tackles and makes it to the end zone. First and 10, 18-yard touchdown, Bears up 35-24. Fourth quarter just started. Plummer's pass to Hunter for 37 yards for a touchdown. And Cal takes the game after this awesome play. And the Cal Bears put on a show for their fans at home today. Final at California Memorial Stadium is 49-31 Bears. Jaden Ott with 274 rushing yards on 19 carries and 3 touchdowns. Cal finishing with no turnovers while Arizona had 3. The Bears will travel to Washington next week to take on the Cougars.
Well, ultimately, one of the most consistent teams in the Pac-12, the Utah Utes, are in Sun Devil territory tonight, taking on ASU. Utah entered tonight's matchup as the 13th ranked team in the country, but not very high in the Pac-12 standings. The Utes are just above ASU in the Pac-12, but they're coming off a huge win against San Diego State last week. Kickoff was at 7:30, so that game is currently underway. The score 17-0 Utah. Big surprise. If Utah wins tonight, they will be 3-1. But if the Sun Devils win, it'll only be their second win of the season. Utah has allowed 44 points per game this season, while ASU only allowing 26.
That will be a good game to watch. And up in Washington, the Stanford Cardinals are taking on the number 18 ranked Washington Huskies. The Huskies are undefeated this season, and their starting quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., already has 1,079 passing yards and 10 touchdowns on the season. Their offense ranks 4th in all of NCAA. That game is currently in progress as well, and we will have that score coming up for you in a second. The current score right now is 0-10 Washington. I spoke a little bit about the Huskies, but the Cardinals are going to give Washington a time in the air tonight. Tanner McKee with a 67 passing completion percentage, but also struggling with throwing it to his teammates with 3 interceptions last season. There is that score for you. The Huskies are up 10-0 right now, and we'll have more updates coming up later tonight.
You know, week 4 is something special. Most teams are finally getting into conference play, and they feel like they've seen it all, from crazy upsets in week 1 and in-state rivalries only college football can offer. But I think the best thing I saw today is the Oregon Ducks staying for 4 and playing for 4. We saw this earlier, but I don't think we spent enough time showing just how great this is. Mas Fusa with the pick 6, and he takes this all the way to the house, flying in the end zone like that. And look at Coach Lanning in utter shock that this just happened. I mean, the game has nearly a minute left, and Mace pulls this one off. We'll look at it again. Just look at that vision on Mace. He sees the ball coming his way and immediately reacts to it. This one saved the Ducks from the Cougs. Final score.
And coming up on college football game night, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons played the Clemson Tigers tough in today's game. We'll have those highlights coming up next.
College football game night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
Well, we just wanted to define our property. We got 1.25 acres and just wanted to make it stand out. Also, I think increases the value of our property a lot. Turned out great, very professional. It was outstanding quality and outstanding service.
I feel like we live in a park, and it would be the equivalent of having a Monet unframed. Once you put the fence up, you framed the picture. Couldn't be more beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Remove stubborn fat resistant to diet and exercise. Cool Sculpting Elite now features redesigned applicators to fit your natural curve, delivering 18% more cooling coverage than traditional Cool Sculpting, with the option to treat 2 areas at one time. Are you tired of stubborn fat resistant to diet and exercise? Consider Cool Sculpting Elite. Call Admire Aesthetics today or visit us online at admireaesthetics.com.
With employee pricing at Denver Mattress, you pay what we pay. Backed by popular demand, our employee discount is available to everyone for a limited time. Get 15% off any single Denver Mattress brand product when you spend $9.99 or more. And with our 365-night better sleep guarantee, you'll rest easy knowing you're getting the right mattress. Plus 4 years, no interest, and free shipping. Hurry! Employee pricing at Denver Mattress ends soon.
It's the final days of the Reopen Fire Sale at Golden Gems Fine Jewelry on the Plaza, downtown Ashland. Over $1 million in inventory is priced to sell, and everything must go. Diamonds, wedding sets, earrings, pendants, diamond rings, watches, and more. Everything must go. But hurry in for the best selection during the final days of the Reopen Fire Sale, only at Golden Gems Fine Jewelry on the Plaza, downtown Ashland, or at goldengems.com.
All Natural Pest Elimination has served the Northwest for 30 years. We offer free home inspection and estimates. We thoroughly evaluate for insects and rodents while providing multiple treatment options. We pride ourselves in using Natureline, our eco-friendly proprietary blend of pest control products, which is safer for people, pets, and the environment. Our customers are covered by a full-service warranty, so if pests happen to return, so do we, at no extra cost. Call us today for your free inspection and estimate. One call gets them all, naturally.
Welcome back to College Football Game Night, presented by Quality Fence of Southern Oregon.
The Wake Forest Demon Deacons hosted the number 5 Clemson Tigers. Sam Hartman and DJ Ugalele both had outstanding games today, both throwing for over 300 yards.
Right, Peyton, this was a very exciting game, and it was back and forth the whole way through, leading into a double overtime.
Starting in the second quarter, Wake Forest with the ball and losing 17-7. Hartman finds Jamal Banks in the end zone. Touchdown, 17-14. Into the third we go. Wake Forest winning 21-20, and Hartman gets the snap and throws it to a covered Blake Whiteheart. He makes the catch for another touchdown. Still in the third, the Tigers with the ball now, and Ugalele finds Davis Allen in the end zone. In the third, Hartman with the long pass to Donovan Green. Green makes the catch, getting 1 foot on the ground in the end zone. Clemson now with the ball, fourth quarter. Ugalele hands it off to Will Shipley, and Shipley makes the run, diving into the end zone. Score tied now. And now in overtime, Wake Forest with the ball. Hartman finds a wide open A.T. Perry. The Deacons take the lead first in OT. Ugalele with the long throw to Bo Collins for the Tigers touchdown. We head into double OT. Clemson with the ball first. Ugalele with lots of time in the pocket. He makes the pass to Davis Allen, and Allen comes down with the touchdown. Sam Hartman and the Deacons have one last shot to tie the game. Hartman looks to pass to A.T. Perry again, but the pass is broken up by the Tigers defense. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons fall to the Clemson Tigers with a final score of 51-45. DJ Ugalele went 26 for 41 with 371 passing yards and 5 touchdowns with no interceptions. Sam Hartman went 20 for 29 with 337 yards and 6 touchdowns and also no interceptions. This game was a game for the quarterbacks, but Ugalele came out on top.
And what a game for the ACC. That was huge, a nail-biter the entire time, but also what a game for Michigan Wolverines. This team is really showing that they have what it takes for maybe the playoffs this season.
I mean, it's still early in the season, but it's never too early to get a head start in the standings. Michigan entered today's game as the 4th-ranked team in college.
Michigan players running out of the tunnel at the Big House to face Maryland in the Wolverines' homecoming game. Jumping right into Jake Moody kicking it off for Michigan, but Maryland's returner Fentel will fumble the ball, and it's recovered by the Wolverines. What a way to start the day off. Both teams, now there's that bounce. And then we'll head into both teams now having a field goal. Maryland's running back Antoine Littleton with the second drive, this one for a 2-yard touchdown, and we're tied at 10. Maryland again, Talia Tungavailoa connects with Fenelton for the 4-yard touchdown, but Maryland won't be able to convert that 2-point attempt. To touch the game off, Michigan's running back Blake Corman bounces off the outside and rips off a 47-yard touchdown. He'll take this all the way, and Michigan will take this one home on homecoming. Final 34-27 Michigan. And Maryland will give this one to the Wolverines. Blake Corman with 243 rushing yards, and J.J. McCarthy passing for 220 yards. Michigan will continue their win streak and head into Iowa next weekend.
The Florida Gators were hoping to chomp away at the Tennessee Volunteers today in Knoxville, but I guess the Gators aren't welcome in Vol territory.
Coming into today's matchup, the Gators were 2-1 and the Vols undefeated. The Gators' Anthony Richardson, a strong and mobile quarterback, but today the Vols held him to only 2 touchdowns.
Out in Knoxville, Checkerboard Neyland Stadium was ready to host the Florida Gators. Starting in the second quarter, Tennessee leads 3-0. Anthony Richardson buys some times and finds Keon Zipper, who fights his way all the way to the end zone, breaking tackles and getting the touchdown on the 44-yard reception. The score is now 7-3 Florida. Still in the second quarter, Hendon Hooker finds a wide open Brew McCoy for the 70-yard reception, and he's going to take that one all the way. Tennessee in scoring position on the next play, and Hendon Hooker runs it 4 yards for the Tennessee touchdown. Score is now 10-7 Tennessee. Still in the second quarter and still 10-7. Anthony Richardson on the 7-yard touchdown run that will put Florida up. Second quarter still Florida ahead. Hendon Hooker fires deep for Ramal Keaton, who lays out to make a fantastic catch. Next play, Hendon Hooker with the 1-yard touchdown pass to Brew McCoy. Tennessee will take the lead 17-14. And the Tennessee Vols were not Gator bait today. Hendon Hooker went 22 for 28 with 349 yards and 2 touchdowns. Richardson put up great numbers as well, going 24 for 44 with 453 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Vols will take the win on this game 38-33 and are now 4-0 on the season. The Gators will face Eastern Washington next week, and the Vols won't play until October 8th against LSU.
Well, a game that we didn't think would go quite the way it did today, but ended with a Fighting Irish win. The Irish traveled out to take on the Tar Heels of North Carolina, and let me tell you, this was a back-and-forth game the entire way through. We jump right into the second and goal. Notre Dame right up on the middle, runs it up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. It's 21-14. Notre Dame now into the third. 1st and 10, Drew Pine finds a wide open Logan Diggs for the 29-yard touchdown. And what a catch. Notre Dame strikes again. And watch this. 4th and goal, and a pass interference is called on Carolina. And Coach Mack Brown does not agree with that. He'll lose his cool after watching the replay. Not happy on the sidelines. Still in the third, Drake May finds Antonio Green along the sidelines for the 80-yard touchdown. The 2-point conversion will fail. Now we are in the 4th. Notre Dame is up 38-20. 2nd and goal. Notre Dame runs it straight with a straight play, ending with a Christian Tyree touchdown. He'll be good for a yard, and it's all Notre Dame for this game. The Fighting Irish hanging on to this win. And the final in North Carolina, 45 Notre Dame, 32 North Carolina. Drew Pine passing for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was 24 for 34 today, and Notre Dame gets their 2nd win of the season. They'll head back home next week to take on the BYU Cougars.
Madison, there was another great Texas showdown out at the Red Raiders' home at Texas Tech. The battle for the Chancellor's Spur has been an uninterrupted match since 1960. But with Texas joining the SEC soon, the future of this game remains uncertain. Texas Tech and the Red Raiders hosting the Longhorns in Lubbock, and Texas will strike first. Hudson Card's pass to Keelan Robinson is complete for 35 yards for the first touchdown on the day. But Texas Tech says, well, not so fast. Donovan Smith with a 4-yard run for a touchdown, and we are tied at 7. Before the half, Bijan Robinson will run it for 8 yards, and he'll come back again, but this time with a 40-yard run. Texas extending their lead 31-17 after this awesome run. Takes it all the way to the house. And Texas Tech ties it up late. Donovan Smith again passing it to Baylor Cupp for the 19-yard touchdown. Tied again at 31. Now we're in overtime. Texas running back Bijan Robinson fumbles and the Red Raiders recover it. Then to end it all, they woof with a 20-yard field goal attempt, and it's good. The fans storm the field in this exciting ending. Final in Texas, 37-34, Red Raiders.
Final in Texas once again was 34-37 Red Raiders, and Tech will take home the Chancellor's Sterling Silver Boot Spur. Donovan Smith with 331 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, and Texas finishing with 2 turnovers throughout today's game.
Usually on Saturdays, college football doesn't disappoint, and well, today's matchups were no different. Because college football brought us a lot of really fun games, but there is one game that I want to put some emphasis on. I would have to say the best thing that I have seen all day might have been the Wake Forest versus Clemson game. The matchup between these two teams kept me on the edge of my seat all day. And let me tell you, it was hard to work and watch at the same time. Both Hartman and Ugalele had outstanding performances with a combined total of 708 passing yards. I mean, it's not every day that you see two teams score one after the other, and I think it's games like these that are the epitome of why college football is so fun to watch.
Well, stick with us because coming up, we'll show you our high school plays of the week and announce the game of the week for the first time this weekend.